Hello, my dear friend. Come on in. I'm so glad you're here. This episode, we're going to do this as a podcast episode. It's actually an intro to a visualization series I got coming up, but I know I'm going to want to do some reflecting on it, and it'll probably end up longer than normal. And so I want to keep it separate from the visuals, and then that way those who want to get straight into the visual can just get straight into it, and those who want to listen to this can. So the 4-part series that I have got going on is an Around the World series, and it just so happens that it is in my own backyard. We are going to travel to the Sundance Mountain Ski Resort in Utah, in the beautiful Rocky Mountains of the USA. This is where they have the Sundance Film Festival. It's also a ski resort, and it has been a tradition of my family and friends to go and ride the ski lift in the autumn months. I don't know if you've ever been to Provo Canyon. It is just gorgeous in the fall. And it's right off Provo Canyon. And so you ride the ski lift up the mountain, and it is just stunning in the fall. And you get to look down, and you get to see all the beautiful nature, and it's all around you. And at the drop-off point, you can take this beautiful hike to a hidden waterfall. And also the other direction, you can sit on the top of the summit, and you get a 360 view of the mountains below, and it's just stunning. So this is one of my favorite things to do. This visualization is actually one that I did before I ever was able to successfully get visualization into my toolbox, as I've been doing for the last 6 months. And it was one of the only creative writing ones that I did. I don't know why I did it, but it got lost in time. And now that I'm nearing the end of my 6 months in celebration, and to kind of give myself a challenge, I wanted to pull it back out again and resurrect it and give it life. It was pretty whole. I didn't have to do much to it. It was just all put together, really. So I've divided it into parts, and part 1, we're gonna make a mountain drive up to the ski resort. And yeah, it's just gonna be all about taking an autumn mountain drive. And so we're gonna do that. And then in part 2, it will be the ski lift, where you ride the ski lift. And part 3 will be the hike to the waterfall. And number 4 will be the summit cafe dining experience outdoors. And so I'm getting a little lost. I don't know if I said this was a tradition of mine, of my family and friends. It's near and dear to my heart. I used to do it every year, and since I've been in this setback, I haven't been able to do it. And this is something that I really want to go do again. And so it's been more of like a personal visualization. And I don't usually put my personal ones on here, but I thought this one was relevant, and I'm going to put it on here. And so I know that I've said in some of my past podcast episodes that my teen daughter passed away from cancer one day before her 16th birthday. And I really had a hard time visualizing this one. I tried to visualize it, and I think I ended up just throwing it away, really. I'm surprised that I was able to find it, because it was just too much for me to be able to do. I think visualization, there's a lot of things you can do with it. One of those things, I think, is to do exposures and also process experiences. And And so, yeah, my daughter really wanted to go do this little autumn event. And the last time we went, she wasn't able to go because she was in the hospital. And my youngest, she really wanted to go. And I did end up taking her. And I always felt bad because my other daughter had to stay behind in the hospital. And I always felt guilty about that. Like, I always felt like maybe I shouldn't have taken my youngest daughter. But it was just such like a heavy time. And everyone's mood was down. And I just thought, oh, this will be good to like lift my youngest daughter's mood. And oh, she just loved it. She just loved it. But I know my oldest daughter felt bad. And I promised my older daughter, I was like, we're going to go. I don't care if we have to go twice in a row. We're going to go again. And so a few weeks later, when her doctor released her to be able to go, and we had made this plan to go for my ex-husband's birthday, we get along, and my son's birthday, they're a day apart. And it was autumn time, and my daughter was going to be able to go, my daughter who passed away. We were all going to go, and then I got COVID. And my son got COVID, and we couldn't go because we couldn't be around my daughter who was getting cancer treatment, and you know how the immune system is. And I just felt so bad that I couldn't take her because that was like one of the things that she really wanted to be able to do. And it was just going to be like, you know, one of probably the last experiences. Well, we didn't know at the time, but it might have been one of the last experiences that we could do together. All of us. And so, yeah, it broke my heart. And yeah, we never got to go because then she passed. And, oh, like, I want to go again. I think part of the reason I don't go is, you know, I'm down on my health right now, which is the whole reason I'm doing visualization, to train my brain to experience getting out in life again and doing things. But I think another thing is like, I love this experience so much, this tradition. I just don't know if I can ever do it again because there's just this kind of not in my heart. Like, it kind of reminds me of my birthday right after my daughter passed. She passed one day before her 16th birthday. And that was December 8th was her birthday. She passed December 7th. And so about 2 months later, I had my birthday on February 11th. And I didn't want anyone to know it was my birthday at work. I didn't want to think about it. I didn't want to celebrate it because all I could think was that it wasn't fair that I was having a birthday and she wasn't. And I've had a really hard time like celebrating my birthday since then. I know it sounds weird. It's been 2 years. And I've had people invite me to go to this autumn experience, which we do every year. And I think part of the reason I can't go is because I just feel like she didn't get to go. And so it's not really fair that I get to go. I guess this is like survivor's guilt, right? Anyway, I tried to do this visualization a while ago and it was just too much. I couldn't do it. I have a really hard time finding visuals that I can do. I think that's why I've loved this channel so much, because it's just very generalized visualizations and it doesn't spark memories. I feel like all the memories that I have are kind of, a lot of them are just tinged with, just for example, this one. It's like, I try to get into it and get the dose out of it, but then it just sparks up this grief. And I can't really, so it was like this was a good visualization, but I couldn't really ever do it. And I really want to challenge myself to do this one. And to visualize myself going and moving forward. And moving forward with my life, even though she can't go with me. And so, I'm going to make it through all of these parts. I'm probably going to do a lot of editing. I'm probably going to do a lot of pausing and take out the tears. I know it sounds so silly, like grief hits us in just the weirdest ways. I know it sounds silly, like it's just a visualization about a really beautiful place. But yeah, grief just, it hits at the weirdest times in the weirdest ways. It's so unpredictable, and it can be the smallest thing that hits you that seems insignificant. But yeah, I really want to get through this. I want to do this one because I think that's going to be my next goal with visualization as far as my own personal ones. I'm going to try to keep uploading here, like I said, but I'm going to try to journey into the things, because I remember my first round in therapy, one of the things that we did that was really helpful was just write out past experiences that were traumatic, and you write it over and over and over again until you can almost kind of tell it without these negative emotions attached. And so I want to start using visualization to incrementally train into these areas that are sore spots that I stay away from, that I avoid, and really see myself being able to look at not only the memories and experience them without the tinge of it's like every memory, even the happy ones, it's like this happy memory, but it's tinged with this sadness too. And I can't even explain it, but it's why I haven't really dug a lot into my memories, because it kind of defeats the purpose of dose, right? And so that's kind of my goal, is just to slowly ease into those, even if I have to take baby steps into them, and just start to try to really just enjoy those memories for what they were without, and there's probably going to have to be a lot of, I don't know, like somatic experiencing tied in with this to really hold this space for myself to feel what I feel, while also going toward and experiencing the happy feelings. I feel like on this journey, this can be really weird, but it's almost like we can tend to suppress the positive emotions as well. You know, we think we want to feel these positive emotions, but I feel like that can almost be too much too. We can get into this place where the happy emotions can almost be traumatic as well. It's interesting. I feel like when we get in this shutdown space, I have found on my own journey, you can't just shut out the bad emotions. You shut out the good ones too. You shut out your whole emotional self. And in order to get your emotional self back online, you have to be willing to also feel the stuff you don't want to feel, the stuff you don't want to experience. I feel like they're kind of the gateway to feeling the good feelings. And so, yeah, that's what this series is going to kind of entail for me personally. I'm sure when you listen to it, you wouldn't even know. It's just going to be happy and cheery. But yeah, I started making the intro to the first one, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a long intro. So I decided just to stop it and make it into like a podcasty thing. So anyway, I hope you come along with me on this adventure, and I hope that it comes out really happy and cheerful and just like a great experience that's unbiased for everybody else. And I'm going to have my own process behind the scenes. I want to add on the end of this, so I am actually going to post a video of the last time I went with my youngest daughter, so you can get a visual of this place. And yeah, I pulled out the video today because I wanted to attach it to the series, and I just bawled the whole time because it was right before I got sick, and it was one of those just, I don't know if you experience this when you look back at your memories before, and it's like sometimes I feel like I don't even recognize that person, or it's like I have to grieve that life that was. And even though we were going through so much of the time with, my daughter basically living in the cancer hospital and me being there with her, I still was very healthy. I was energetic. I was vibrant. I was full of life. And I had a lot of like happy experiences still. And so, yeah, it was interesting to pull this one out. But I'm going to, I'll add this as a separate video in my video feed. Everyone else is probably going to be confused as to why there's a random video there like that, but I think it'll just be easier that way. So yeah, if you want to kind of get a visual of what this place is like, if you've never been here, I'm sure a lot of people haven't. It's kind of just a hidden little corner of the Rocky Mountains, but it'll give you a little visual of this place. And of course, you can just imagine this anywhere, I'm sure. I know that there are scenic ski lifts all over the world that run during the fall time too. Some of them I think are just chairlifts that do that, and some are ski resorts that run in the off season. So anyway, yeah, you can envision this in your own backyard or wherever you want. I'll try to make it general, but if you want to have the Sundance experience, I'll attach the video and you can see it in real life. Anyway, thank you for listening to this podcast. If you've made it this far, this one was emotional and a very, very long intro, but I don't know. I felt like reflecting on this one, and I haven't done a walk and talk for a while, so I thought it'd be good. I don't know if I mentioned this. Let me add, just in case I think I did, but I don't know if I did. You can listen to these ones individually. They can be a standalone experience. You can just take a little autumn mountain drive and be done. You can just go take a little hike to the waterfall and be done. It's up to you. You can put them all together. I know some people are doing longer visualization sessions, like an hour, like me. You could put them all together or listen to them, a day here, a day there, whatever you want to do. And I also want to mention, okay, if we're getting realistic here, so in my actual video that I'm going to post, this is actually the waterfall that is Bridledale Falls, which is across from the little canyon road you drive up to get to Sundance. The actual Sundance waterfall, the ski lift is going to drop off halfway, and then you hike to the little waterfall. And then you get back on the ski lift and you ride to the top of the summit where you eat. So a little detail just for those who are very technical. I think in the visualization, I had to shorten it. So I made it sound like you go for the hike and then straight to the cafe. But really they are kind of separated. But yeah, just for ease of the visualization aesthetic, I put them together. But yeah, the waterfall in my video is not the actual waterfall, but it's, I think, just as beautiful. So okay, that's it. This is a really, really long intro, and I'll stop it here. Bye.